Hi everyone. Today in this video we will discuss about the Romantic poet William Blake. William Blake was a poetic genius whose talent was sadly neglected during his own age. Living in the late 18th century, Blake appeared at a time when neoclassical poetry dominated English literature, a period that valued reason, logic, and strict poetic rules. Blake openly rejected this tradition. Because of his visionary ideas and unconventional style, many of his contemporaries considered him insane. However, history later proved that Blake was not mad, but far ahead of his time. In fact, he initiated a major breakthrough that led to the rise of Romantic poetry. William Blake as a Romantic poet. William Blake is regarded as one of the first Romantic poets in English literature. Unlike the classical poets, Blake emphasized imagination, emotion, spirituality, and freedom. As a pure romanticist, Blake does not deal with man in society. He does not accept Pope's famous statement, "The proper study of mankind is man," which refers to man as a social being. Instead, Blake focuses on man in his primitive innocence, as well as man corrupted by evil forces. His poetry explores the inner psychological world of human beings, often through the innocent voice of a child. His famous works. William Blake's most famous works include 1. Songs of Innocence, 1789. This collection presents a world of purity, joy, and divine love. Childhood innocence and harmony with nature are central themes. A famous poem from this collection is The Lamb. In The Lamb, Blake uses a child's voice to express spiritual truth with simplicity. He is meek and he is mild. He became a little child. These lines reveal Blake's childlike treatment of profound religious ideas. 2. Songs of Experience, 1794. This collection shows the darker side of life, suffering, corruption, and oppression. Blake contrasts innocence with experience to present a complete picture of human life. The famous poem The Tiger appears in this collection. Other notable works include The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, Jerusalem, America, A Prophecy. Blake also illustrated his own poems, making his works unique blends of poetry and visual art. Why is William Blake famous? William Blake is famous for several important reasons. First, he broke away from neoclassical poetry, bringing imagination and emotion back into English literature. Second, his poetry expresses a deep psychological understanding of human nature, especially through the symbolic contrast between innocence and experience. Third, Blake's use of symbolism, mythology, and childlike simplicity makes his poetry timeless and universal. Finally, although he was neglected and misunderstood in his lifetime, later critics recognized him as a true poetic genius and a pioneer of Romanticism. Themes in Blake's poetry. Some major themes in Blake's poetry include innocence and experience, good and evil, childhood and imagination, spirituality and religion, freedom and oppression. These themes continue to resonate with readers today. Conclusion. William Blake remains one of the most influential figures in English poetry. Though neglected in his own age, his work represents a powerful reaction against classical restraint and marks the beginning of Romanticism. Through imagination, symbolism, and spiritual vision, Blake explores the human soul in its purest and darkest forms, proving that true genius is often recognized only by later generations.